We cover fragile bones in our festive best to view immortal flowers. The haiku "We Cover Fragile Bones" explores the idea of a legacy being left behind after experiencing a long life. The poem begins with the death and burial of a loved one, but instead of feelings of grief being displayed, feelings of hope and perseverance are shown instead, and reveals that although the loss of life occurred, their overall presence has not gone anywhere and lives on with everyone. While generally death is perceived as something filled with pure grief, the narrator chooses to view it as a gateway to an immortal life in a new or different life form. The author continues to show how despite the death of a loved one, they will not mope around and lay defeated, but instead continue living and celebrate the dead and what they left behind. The author could have instead showed a darker path of someone who has lost hope in life, but shows that death can bring unity and a hopeful embrace, that the loss was not made in vain, and instead served as a waking point to fill people with the life they may have never known they possessed full control of. The tone behind the line "to view immortal flowers" shows how the people experiencing the tragedy choose to not give in to their sentimental feelings of grief and despair, and alternatively view it as the empowering of the life the loved one left behind along with their values and morals. Ujima Anitsur's choice of the words "fragile bones" symbolizes a person who has died after living a long life. With the bones being so fragile, it suggests that this person has lived a long and extensive life. No matter how the life may have played out, whether it was tragic or blissful, they have lived it with others who loved and cherished their time with them. Anitsur then points out when he writes about their covering of the dead in a festive best that the dead may be gone, but often leave behind an impactful legacy, and that will not in spirit ever go away. With the present still there, they won't have to feel as if something is missing because the loved one has entered a new life in the afterlife, but has also left an immense impact full of their influence. They instead choose to embrace that the loved one had lived a full life till the end and has touched the lives of many people. The use of describing the flowers as being immortal is used to symbolize a legacy being born and living on. Flowers are beautiful and delicate but have a short lifespan, but by calling the flowers immortal, it shows that the beauty of the legacy left behind will never die down. Using flowers to describe a new life goes well with the overlying connection to nature, that death is inevitable and everyone will experience it, so it's best to accept it and live a faithful life without the worry of passing and losing life. He even suggests this perspective when he wrote "To View Immortal Flowers." They instead choose to view the death as a beginning of a new life instead of seeing it as a tragic end of someone who was cherished. What Ujima Anitsura is trying to emphasize is that no matter what is happening, remember that our time on earth is limited and that loss and grief will occur, but see it as the start of something new instead of an unrecoverable tragedy.